Good morning, guys. We're back for some reading. This week we're going to be learning about fables. So we're going to be looking at our anchor chart to begin. This is our fable anchor chart. The purpose of a fable is to teach a lesson. The elements of a fable: the characters are often animals that act and think like humans. The conflict is resolved by the end. Traits of characters are often compared, and the theme is the moral or lesson of the story. And we are on page 581 if you want to follow along with me. The vocabulary words for this week are elegant, remarkable, flattery, spectacle, and imitation. Those are the words that we're going to be looking at in the story. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, this week we are reading Aesop's Fox. Okay? So let's go ahead and turn to page 584. One summer morning, Fox woke up and started out on his search for breakfast. He couldn't find anything to eat in the forest, so he trotted over to the nearby farmyard and saw Rooster perched on the fence post. "Good morning, Mr. Rooster," Fox said in his most friendly manner. I didn't hear your beautiful voice this morning. Is anything wrong? My day doesn't start without your singing. Rooster proudly shook his crest. I used to listen to your uncle's song, Fox continued. Oh, he was a great singer, and so beautiful. I miss his voice very much. Rooster waved his elegant crest from left to right and back again. What a vain fellow, Fox thought. Can you sing as well as your uncle? Fox asked. Of course I can. I sing much better, Rooster finally answered proudly. He opened his beak and took a deep breath. Wait, said Fox. When your dear uncle sang, he shut his eyes very tight and stretched his neck very straight. Then he sang his heart out. I can certainly do that, said Rooster. He shut his eyes very tight and stretched his neck very straight. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Fox leaped at him, seized him by the throat, and ran toward the forest. All right, it says, this is something that you can do with your parents. It says, highlight details that help you determine Fox's problem and how he plans to solve his problem. The vocabulary word that we have here is elegant. Elegant means graceful in style and beauty. Someone can be wearing a very elegant dress. That can be an example. And there is a picture of Fox and the rooster. So let's go ahead and turn to page 586. The farmer saw Fox and began to chase him. Stop, thief, he cried, and came closer and closer. My dear Fox, Rooster said as Fox held him tightly in his jaws, why don't you just tell him that I belong to you? Here, they're asking us to highlight details that you can evaluate to determine the key idea about how Rooster solves his problem. What a good idea, Fox thought. He opened his mouth and called to the farmer. This is my rooster, my breakfast. At that instant, Rooster flew up to a tree branch. The hungry fox said to himself, trotting away, think before you speak. On this page, boys and girls, they want us to underline details that help you infer the theme or central message before it is stated. How is the theme different from the topic or what the fable is about? Page 588. As Fox walked along, he heard some strange rasping sounds, and in a few moments he saw a large boar sharpening his tusks on the trunk of a tree. Zoop, zoop, zoop. I beg your pardon, said Fox. Why are you doing that? I'm sharpening my tusks, Boar replied. These are the only weapons I have to fight my enemies. Unlike you, I have no sharp claws or fast feet. Fox looked about, except for the noise Boar made. The forest was silent and peaceful. Surely this boar was a fool to spend his time this way when there was no need. "But there's no danger here, and I can see," Fox said. "Not at this moment," replied Boar. "But when the hunters come after me with their dogs, then it will be too late to sharpen my tusk." He went back to the tree. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Fox walked away and thought, "He's right. If you are prepared to defend yourself, you have nothing to fear." And on this page, boys and girls, they want us to highlight details that lead you to the key idea. And there's the boar, and there's the fox. Page 590. Fox was very hungry now. He soon came upon a large vineyard at the edge of the forest. Bunches of juicy grapes hung from a trellis. They looked ripe and ready to eat. They smelled delicious. "What beautiful grapes!" Fox licked his lips and jumped up to get a bite of purple bunches. But he couldn't reach them. He jumped again and again and again, but the grapes remained beyond his reach. He can get nothing. Finally, he turned away and said angrily, "I didn't want those grapes anyway. Look at them. They are probably sour." He walked away. He walked back into the forest. Boar, who had been watching, said, "We often pretend to dislike what we can't have." It was lunchtime now, and Fox was still without food. On here, they want us to underline details that help you infer the theme or lesson before it is stated. And there is Fox trying to reach the grapes. Then Fox saw Crow sitting on a branch with a piece of cheese in her beak. "Surely this is my chance to have something to eat," he thought, and so he addressed Crow. "What a handsome bird you are," Fox said. "Your glossy feathers are remarkable. Why, I believe not even the peacock's splendor can equal yours." Crow seemed interested, but still held the cheese tightly in her beak. "Your noble face and bright eyes are like eagles." "No, not even eagles. If you can sing like the nightingale," Fox continued, "I will tell all the beasts that you are queen of the birds." Crow had listened closely and liked what she heard. This Fox told the truth. She was handsome and her voice was beautiful. She opened her beak and sang, "Caw, caw." The piece of cheese fell into Fox's mouth. Fox gobbled it up and said to Crow, "Never believe flattery." On here, boys and girls, they want us to underline details that help you infer the theme before it is stated. Distinguish the theme from the topic of the fable. And there's two words here. The first word is remarkable, which is extraordinary or amazing, and flattery, praise that is dishonest or exaggerated. After taking a nap, Fox trotted down the path and saw Rabbit huddled in the underbrush, trembling. A few seconds later, Deer ran past him with terror in her eyes. Fox became alarmed. Obviously, some terrible danger lurked in the forest. On here, it says use context clues before and beyond the sentence to determine the meaning of alarmed. Underline the context clues that support your definition. Peering over a hedge, he was surprised to see Old Lion snarling and pawing the ground. But when Fox looked more closely, he saw it wasn't Lion at all. It was Donkey. He was draped in a lion's skin and was enjoying the spectacle of the forest animals who ran in fear at the sight of him. Fox leaped over the hedge and stood in front of Donkey. "So you aren't afraid of the king of beasts," Donkey said to Fox in a growly voice. "We'll see about that." He bared his teeth and gave him his best imitation of Lion's roar. "Hee-haw, hee-haw!" Fox burst out laughing. "You can't frighten me," he said. "I see your great ears under the lion's skin, and I hear you. You're brave." He trotted through the forest thinking, no matter how hard you try, you can't hide your true self. On here, they ask to highlight details that help you determine a key idea about imitation. Spectacle is entertaining sight or display. An imitation is a copy of someone else. It was late and Fox was getting hungry again. He sniffed the air for something good to eat, and this time his nose took him to a small hollow in a big oak tree. Inside he saw some fragrant bread and fruit that had been left by a woodcutter a short time earlier. Fox crept inside the hollow and ate every last morsel. "That was delicious," said Fox. "I am finally satisfied. Time to go." But when he tried to crawl out of the hollow, he found he was stuck. He had eaten so much that his stomach was too big to squeeze through the narrow space. To make matters worse, his meal had made him very thirsty. "I can't even get a drink of water," cried Fox. "What shall I do?" Raccoon passed by and heard Fox's lament. "You'll have to stay there until your stomach shrinks again," he said wisely. "Next time, don't be so greedy." Fox had to admit Raccoon was right. He settled back into the hollow. "Ah, well," he said, "time fixes everything." Fox fell fast asleep, and by the time the moon rose, Farmer Rooster, Boar, Crow, Rabbit, Deer, Donkey, and Raccoon had done the same. Here, boys and girls, they want us to underline details that help you infer the theme before it is stated. How is the theme different from the fable's topic? And that was the end. And there's Fox. All right, boys and girls, so, you can go back and read the story with your family. You can answer some of the questions. You can look at the vocabulary words, maybe do a little activity with them. I will be back on Wednesday to do the worksheets that are due on Friday. I will help them answer some of the questions. So stay tuned. Have a great Monday. Bye.